JBN, we keep you informed. Woman corporal and constable get prison sentences for corruption breach. Detective Woman Corporal Valerie McIntosh and Constable Otwani Deer were found guilty and sentenced to 9 months and 18 months imprisonment respectively for breaching the Corruption Prevention Act of 2000 when they appeared in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court last Friday. In a release, the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency MOCA said the convictions and sentencing of the cops stemmed from an incident which occurred on Sunday, January 13, 2013, when McIntosh and Deere, who were both attached to the St. Andrew North Police Division, solicited the sum of $100,000 from an individual to forego a charge against him for breaching his bail condition. The individual explained to the cops that he did not have that amount of money at hand and offered to give them $50,000 and to pay the remaining amount the following evening, which was agreed on. A report was subsequently made to the then Anti-Corruption Branch (ACB), and a file was prepared and submitted to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution (ODPP), which ruled that McIntosh and Deere be charged for breaches of the Corruption Prevention Act of 2000. Both accused were brought before the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court, where the matter was tried and resulted in a guilty verdict. Both McIntosh and Deere indicated in court that they will be appealing the sentences and have since been offered bail in the sum of $1 million with sureties. Following the sentencing, MOCA has indicated that members of the public who may have any information that could assist in the particular case or any other corruption investigation to call the agency at 876-754-3435 or 876-906-5099 or may contact by email at moca@jcf.gov.jm. Gunmen take off with $25 million. The Trelawney Police have enlisted the support of the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Division as they step up their probe into the armed robbery of $25 million from a group of subcontractors at Emancipation Drive, Duncan Hills, Trelawney last Thursday, July 25. Superintendent Kirk Ricketts, in charge of the Trelawney Police, said while it is early days yet, they have made some progress in the case. Reports indicate that the subcontractors, who are a part of a team working on the Ocean Coral Spring Hotel site, went to the bank where they withdrew the cash intended for the payroll of the workers on the construction site. It was while the men were at a house at Emancipation Drive, Duncan's Hill, that 4 men gained entry to the house at 11 p.m. and demanded that they hand over the money back. The gunmen, it is reported, tied up and beat the men, inflicting wounds to their upper body before making good their escape with the bag of money. Trelawney's top cop said the major heist is cause for concern among law enforcers as the money could be used to further fuel criminal activities in and around the parish. It is of great concern to the police that such a large sum of cash is now into the hands of the criminal underworld and inadvertently it will be used to fund nefarious activities, he said. He also issued an appeal to business operators and other persons handling large sums of money to take the necessary precautions to protect themselves. So we are saying to business operators, subcontractors, or other persons who are entrusted with and have to move around the large sums of cash and you are going to be vulnerable, that you seek the services of a private security company or seek the assistance of the police, Superintendent Ricketts said. Derek Collier denies receiving government-issued credit card. Derek Collier has rebuffed a statement by Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark that during his tenure as Minister of Agriculture, he was issued an individual government-funded credit card. In a statement yesterday morning, Collier said at no time during his tenure as the Minister of Government in the Portia Simpson Miller administration did he ever ask for, apply for, nor receive any government-issued credit card. He said the claim by the Finance Ministry that on February 19, 2015, during his tenure as Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, he applied for and was granted approval for the use of a government-funded credit card is grossly erroneous. In a statement, Clark had presented a table outlining government ministers on whose behalf approval for use of a government-funded credit card was applied since 2003. According to Collier, he also completed checks with the ministry, which confirmed that he was never issued with nor did he use a government credit card. He said Clark's statement was false and could bring his name into disrepute. Consequently, he said he's demanding that his name be immediately removed from the list and a public apology issued. On Monday, former Minister of Tourism Dr. Wickham McNeil also denied that he was given a government-issued credit card during his tenure. The issue has received public attention after it came to light that former Minister of Education Will Reid, who resigned in March amid corruption probes, received a government-issued credit card with a limit of US $3,800. Don't leave shut-ins at hospitals, says Tufton. Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton is asking relatives and employees of nursing homes who leave the elderly in shut-ins at hospitals as a drop-off zone to cease and desist. According to Tufton, over the years, persons with the responsibility of caring for the elderly have developed the bad habit of leaving these persons at hospitals when they do not need medical attention. Tufton was speaking at the commissioning of a new elevator by the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the National Health Fund, and the Southeast Regional Health Authority at the Spanish Town Hospital St. Catherine last Friday. This practice of dropping off your loved ones at accident and emergency A&E and driving away and leaving them, and having the expectations that the public health system is going to take care of them by putting them in a bed, giving them 3 meals a day, giving them medication where they need it, but totally forgetting about your own duty and responsibility to those persons is immoral, and we're going to have to challenge the legality of it, Tufton said. I'm saying to the country and those who are so inclined, stop it, because we intend to use the courts to challenge the legality of people abandoning their loved ones in our hospital system, he emphasized. The minister pointed out that this is one reason why there are shortages of beds at some hospitals. He added that 2 nursing homes are currently being investigated after leaving elderly persons who are not in need of medical attention at the Spanish Town Hospital. Many of these persons, with their loved ones, have not paid these nursing homes. They just drop them off at the accident and emergency and leave them. So their response to non-payment of fees is to have the hospital become the holding area for those persons. That cannot be right, he said. Robberies frustrate business owner. More than 40 employees of Stresscon Jamaica Limited in St. Andrew may have to seek alternative ways to earn an income in the coming weeks after thieves broke into the plant twice in less than a week and stole manufacturing equipment valued at millions of dollars. If we can't operate, we can't employ them, Director Stephen Fung-yee said. For now, we'll have to clean up, and then I don't know if we can continue operating because we don't have the tools to reopen right now because they took all of the woodworking, all of the welding, all of the manufacturing tools, and I don't know if it makes sense replacing them here, an obvious frustrated Fung-yee said. After committing the first robbery last Thursday night, the thieves returned between Monday night and early Tuesday morning and raided the company again. Just before 10 a.m. on Wednesday, the evidence of the break-ins was obvious. The lock on the door at the entrance to the administrative office had been tampered with, while the padlocks on the workshop's metal doors had been cut off. Broken glass, papers, keys, boxes, a drum of gasoline, and other miscellaneous items were strewn throughout the complex at Riverton Boulevard in the St. Andrews South Police Division, where a state of public emergency SOE has been in effect since July 7, when Prime Minister Andrew Holness, during a press briefing at Jamaica House, said that the declaration was made after careful consideration and review of the current crime situation. On July 19, the Senate approved an extension of the SOE until October 15. Yesterday, while awaiting the arrival of the police, Fung-yee said that this was his worst experience at the establishment. He said that prior to last Thursday's break-in, he had started noticing that equipment would go missing every 2 weeks. Fung-yee pointed out that 7 of 11 closed-circuit television cameras installed at the premises were destroyed during last Thursday's heist. Noting that gasoline and batteries were stolen that night, the businessman said 5 individuals wearing hoodies had been spotted on camera inside the complex but not in the building. Later, police recovered the stolen items in foliage along the road. Hours after the businessman replaced the broken cameras on Monday, they were destroyed and the digital video recorder stolen. We just have to do something now, Fung-yee said. noting that a number of his neighbors have left the community as a result of theft. Stressing that only two construction companies have remained along the boulevard, he said the landline phones have been out for over a month because the cables have been vandalized. The company, which has been creating jobs since 1972, is currently supplying concrete sewers and manholes for the road infrastructure development projects in the corporate area. Fung-yee said the precast concrete company has constructed a number of edifices in Kingston, among them the Halfway Tree Transport Center, National Commercial Bank, and Sagicor buildings. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.